Hi, Ghosties. I'm Macy.
And I'm Natalie.
And we're continuing on with our Reddit Mondays.
Woo!
And this one is a good one. They're all good ones. I don't know why I said that. They're all good ones. But this one is an interesting one. I went ahead and looked up stories of time slips.
Ah, okay.
So those moments where you turn a corner and suddenly it feels like maybe you're not in the same time that you were before.
Oh, this is gonna make me feel crazy.
It might.
I'm afraid, and this is like such an irrational fear because like, is this really gonna happen to me? No.
Maybe.
But I'm afraid, like, what happens if I do like slip into, I don't know, something a different time? I don't know, you know?
Another dimension.
That's really scary.
Yes. So
the thought of it is really scary to me.
It's kind of a glitch in the Matrix-y episode.
Okay.
And we had a lot of fun last time we did this.
Yeah, it made me think about every story going forward very differently.
I agree.
It really did. Because at first I was always just like, oh my God, what could it be? And now I always kind of have that in the back of my mind of like, what if the ghost you saw was really just from a different time and like they saw you as a ghost, you know?
Yeah.
I always think that now.
I know.
So this is interesting.
I'm with you. But our tea today is another one from Tea.o.graphy. It's Fleurs de Provence. It's a green tea. It has organic jasmine pearls, rose buds, chamomile, and lavender. A calming tea.
Yes, and it's a night recording, so it's perfect. Let's get weird and drink a calming tea.
I love it.
All right, let's go.
Makeup and I go way back. Over the years, I've tried many different formulations and brands, and my relationship with makeup has definitely changed. I no longer like the inconvenience of a long routine or the cakey feeling you get with some products. As I've gotten older and a lot busier, I prefer a quick and easy process with only a few items and a light feeling on my skin that looks natural and will last. I've been searching for new products that work better for me, on camera and off, and my blush is something that I've been meaning to change for some time. So I'm really excited to tell you about today's sponsor, Jones Road Beauty, and their Miracle Balm. It goes on quickly and effortlessly, gives me exactly the natural glow I was hoping for. I have it on now. It's very glowy and beautiful. But something that I do love about this product is that it can be used as a highlighter, bronzer, blush, and even a lip tint. It's like your skin, but better. It comes in a variety of colors, so you'll be able to find exactly what you're hoping for. And it's a piece of cake to put on. You don't need a brush or a multi-step process. You simply dab it on your face with your fingers and you're ready to go. This Jones Road Beauty Miracle Balm is perfect for that quick and easy routine that I was wanting before school drop-offs, errands, work meetings, and recordings for the podcast. The greatest plus for Jones Road Beauty is that all of their products are actually good for your skin. Every formula is packed with those skin-loving ingredients that nourish your skin rather than clogging your pores. There are no phthalates, sulfates, petrolatum, PEGs, cyclic silicones, EDTA, or BPAs in any of their products. And it's not just this Miracle Balm, actually. They have so many more products, like their new foundation stick. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm definitely going to be getting it after I see how much I love this Miracle Balm. The foundation stick comes in 30 shades to match a wide range of skin tones. It's buildable to give you medium to full coverage without that cakey look. It is dermatologist tested and uses those same skincare forward ingredients like ceramide, squalane, and sodium hyaluronate. Modern day makeup that's clean, strategic, and multifunctional for effortless routines. For a limited time, our listeners are getting a free full-size mascara on their first purchase when they use code Ghosteas at checkout. Just head to jonesroadbeauty.com and use code Ghosteas at checkout. After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. jonesroadbeauty.com, code Ghosties, and make sure you check out this Miracle Balm. I really, really like it. It's very dewy. Thanks, Jones Road Beauty. If you've been with us long enough, then you know we are constantly getting sick. Whatever illness of the day is going around, odds are we have come in contact with it and we will be basking in the glow of all of its symptoms. And with school starting back up again, we're both bracing for what's to come. And that's why we love today's sponsor, Zocdoc. Because no matter if it's an acute illness, something you've been dealing with for quite a while, or even the preventative checkup that you've been putting off for far too long, Zocdoc can help you get the ball moving and get in to see a professional who can help you with your needs. Zocdoc lets you search and compare local in-network doctors with more than 150,000 providers and over 200 specialties across all 50 states. They make it easier than ever to get the appointment you need when you need it. You can read through thousands of reviews by actual patients and detailed profiles of the doctors to find the right place for you. And even better, sometimes even get an appointment on the same day. It's free to use and can only help you on your road to recovery. Zocdoc is something I've used personally to find an OBGYN that was perfect for my family's needs and has helped me with many other appointments with other specialists since that time, and I truly recommend it. Whether you are new to the area and trying to establish yourself, or are looking for a doctor that is the right fit for you, Zocdoc has you covered. Your health matters, and taking care of yourself shouldn't be complicated. Find and book the right doctor with Zocdoc. Head to Zocdoc.com/ghosties to get started and check that appointment off your to-do list. That's ZocDoc.com/ghosties. Thanks, Zocdoc.
I like it.
It was very relaxing, very calming flavors. I liked it too. I liked it a lot.
I would drink it again.
Our first story today comes from r/paranormal encounters. I did not write how long ago it was.
Ah, man.
So I'm sorry, but it was a comment under a post titled, "Anyone ever experienced a time slip?" My dad told me this one story. He was 15 when he migrated to the US looking for a better life. He was walking on the side of the road mid-November, so it was cold. He was hungry and there were no cars passing by, so he had no one to ask for a ride. It started raining, and the sun started to set, so he got scared on top of being cold and hungry. He said he got on his knees under a street lamp and started praying for the night to be over. The same moment he said amen to finish his prayer, he felt a hand on his shoulder.
Ooh.
He quickly dried off his tears with the back of his hand and looked up to a policeman standing in front of him with a worried face. He took a look around and then at himself. His clothes were dry and it was almost midday because the sun was high up in the sky. To this day, he has no idea what happened to the time that night. The officer asked him if he was okay and gave him a ride to a nearby shelter after buying him a burger.
Aww.
Both the guy that picked him up and his partner didn't believe my dad had spent the entire night under the street lamp. They had passed by the same place a few hours earlier and didn't see him.
Whoa. I've never heard of anything like that before.
I have. I mean, but well, I read a lot of these stories.
Yeah, but where someone is praying for or willing something to happen and it's like, oh, you're in a better time.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily
cool.
with the prayer, which that adds to it. It's like you ask for it and it's like ask and you shall receive. Like, here you go.
Yeah,
here's your
kind of
your night really is over.
Cool.
But I've read stories about people losing time like that. Like suddenly they're like they blink and they're in a different at a different time. They have no idea how that time has passed.
See, I'm so afraid of that, and I know that this is like such an irrational fear because it's not going to happen, but imagine I'm sitting here one day and I'm just like I take a little nap and then I wake up and I'm like 90 years old.
Oh, well.
That's so scary.
I've never heard a story like that.
I don't know. Like, I just have this fear that, or I wake up the next day and we've heard stories like it was my life, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
it was my husband, but it wasn't, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
That is so scary to me.
That does scare me. Like a changing dimensions almost.
Yes.
Like a parallel dimension.
And I think it's because I spent so much of my life being like, I hate it here. Ah! And then now I'm finally at a point in life where I'm like, things are good. I love it. And I have this deep, deep fear that it's all going to go away.
It'll get stripped away from you?
Yes.
Well, that's
What's
sad.
wrong with me?
Talk to your therapist.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think that's why it scares me so bad.
With this story in particular, my first thought was he was tired, he was cold, he was hungry, he was going through a lot mentally. Maybe he just fell asleep or I don't know, slipped into some kind of psychosis moment. But the fact that the police, that very last sentence, they did not see them at all.
Then it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's when it was like, okay, whoa, something mystical is happening here.
Yeah, I agree. Those are my thoughts exactly.
But here is another comment. The walk into town from my house is about a 2-mile stroll that I walk at least every couple of weeks. It runs past an old Catholic primary school. The day that this happened was on a particularly beautiful spring morning. The kids were playing in their schoolyard, there were birds singing, and the occasional car went past me. My mind wasn't really on anything that I can recall now, about 8 years later. The hush was the first thing that made me start paying attention. It was as though someone had turned the volume to mute on the world, and the sounds that I was hearing just stopped. The woman turned the corner and began walking toward me from a distance of a few yards, allowing me a good look before we reached one another. She was in a light green day dress from the 1950s. Her dark hair was in a short style from the era, and she had big pearl earrings on. At first, I thought cosplay, but it didn't add up because the dress looked well worn, and her black strappy shoes were very obviously scuffed up and ratty enough for me to notice them right away. She was not made up, as one might be if they were engaging in some sort of cosplay. If anything, she looked drawn and tired, and if she had makeup on at all, it was minimal. She and I never made eye contact, and the second she passed me on the left, I turned around because something about all of it felt off. More so when I realized that she was no longer there, and the regular schoolyard noises and birdsong came flooding back. I've walked along that road countless times in the 18 years that I've lived in this neighborhood, and I've never seen or felt anything like it before or since.
Okay, thoughts. Do you think that she also saw this person
I was about to
and
say.
was like, what the heck? And turned around and was like, huh, weird.
See, if that is the case, I wonder if there is a reason that you two saw each other at that time, in that moment.
Like what?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it would be. I just wonder why. I feel like there's a reason for most things.
Yeah.
Even if it's a part of something we don't understand yet. I just feel like I wonder what the reason would be, and if there was one, you know?
I don't know. Oh my God, it's happening again. This happened to me the last time we did Glitch in the Matrix. I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I couldn't form thoughts.
It makes you question everything.
It really does. It really, really does. And it's like, if you have a weird interaction with someone, it makes me think like, was that weird for you?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Oh my God. I don't know.
I want someone like the DOPS program at UVA to study this.
Yes.
Time slips and people experiencing things like that.
You were like their champion. You talk about them all the time.
I
But
want to work
agree.
for them.
Yeah.
I would work for the DOPS program. I'm not even joking. I get them coffee.
I would say, I don't know what I could do.
They in the back and hear their stories.
They could study me
and their research.
I don't know. Yeah, that would be very, very cool.
No, but I want someone to sit down and take these stories and do something scientific with them. Like put them into some kind of study, I mean.
They're doing it. They're doing it with a lot of stuff that I never thought could be studied, so.
Their out-of-body experiences and studies on that. Really interesting.
Wild.
But there was another comment underneath this same post. Yes, I used to live a few hours away from my girlfriend, who is now my wife, back when we were in school. We would talk on the phone regularly, and I would drive up to see her when I could. One time, we were talking on the phone, and I decided I would drive to see her right then. We stayed on the phone as I started driving. At the time, I lived in central Washington state, and she lived up north closer to Canada. The drive would take 3 hours with no traffic. I started driving with her on the phone, but there's no cell service soon after leaving my place. So we said goodbye, and I said, I'll see you in a few hours. The drive felt normal, and nothing seemed out of the ordinary. I kept expecting to see myself approaching Tacoma, but I never went through it, which is impossible because it is on the route. I arrived at her house an hour after leaving my place, and I did not realize anything strange happened until I walked through the door, and she said, How did you get here so fast? I was just talking to you when you left. It had been less than an hour since we got off the phone, and even if I had been going double the speed limit, I could not have arrived there that quick. It is a story we still tell to our friends and family, and it has never been explained.
Well, that one's just kind of cool.
I read a lot of stories like that.
Like,
there might be even more here.
Imagine if you could
teleport.
Is this person like teleporting? Like, I don't know. Because whenever the question is asked, like, what superpower would you choose? Mine is teleportation, because that would solve a lot of my problems.
My child in the backseat of my car the other day said, This is taking too long. Mom, I wish we could teleport. I said,
Me too.
Son, I do too.
Me too.
I do too.
Ugh. I wish we could teleport. Yeah, but how would you even explain that? If this happened to me and I was the girlfriend waiting, I would be like, you're messing with me. Like, you left earlier. You just wanted to surprise me.
Yeah.
I would have a hard time believing it if I was in the scenario.
Because it's insane.
It's unbelievable.
To cut out 2 hours of your drive unknowingly.
It's pretty cool.
Wild. Like a wormhole. Like they just like
I like
through a black hole.
That's a harmless one. I like that one.
Most of these are pretty harmless. Most of these are pretty lighthearted. And that's one of the reasons I like these. We can talk about something very interesting without the added factor of like, I don't know how to even think. My brain's not processing because I'm so terrified.
Yeah. My brain's just not processing because what's
life?
Happening? Yeah.
Okay, here is another comment under that one. About 5 years ago, my daughter and I experienced a time slip. We were out late one night dumpster diving. We would typically go over to Petco and grab all the food they threw out and give it to the shelter. You have
Oh.
no idea how many perfectly fine foods they just throw away.
Oh, well, now I'm sad.
Anyway, as I was driving us home for the evening, I missed my turn. I guess I wasn't paying attention. We live in a really small area in town. I've been here 20 years. I know the roads like the back of my hand. I remember having the radio turned up too loud. My daughter and I were singing. We had a great time together that night and had a truck full of food for the shelter. Like I said, I missed my turn to get on the main road. Totally spaced it, I think. We always took the same route home, and I thought to myself as I missed the turn that it was odd that I did it. We were in the industrial part of town just before you get on the main street that will take you over the Blue Bridge that will take you from Washington to Idaho. The Snake River divides the two states. So I missed our regular turn and took the next turn. Except once I took that turn, I didn't recognize where we were for a second. There was a coffee shop on the corner that hadn't been there before and a small store next to it that sold wigs. The coffee shop had big wraparound windows with mood lighting on, and the wig store had a huge front window where you could see all the mannequins on the walls on display shelves with different color wigs.
Now, see, that's scary. A bunch of mannequins. That's really scary to me.
That's a little spooky.
I don't know.
Holly, my daughter, was excited when she saw the wig store. It was early October, and we were just discussing getting her a wig for her Halloween costume. She asked me to pull over so she could get a better look through the window, and I told her we would come back in the morning. She talked about getting a red wig the rest of the way home. Since there was a coffee shop next door, I asked her if she might want to stop in before we looked at the wigs and get a chai tea or some hot chocolate or something, and she was pretty excited about that too. We both thought it was so weird that we didn't know that those stores were even there. Like, this town is so small, there would be talk about a coffee shop at least. I'm a small business owner with a lot of traffic, and I just thought it was so weird that nobody had mentioned a new coffee shop going in. Hadn't heard or seen any construction either. So weird. But we traveled home, went to bed, and the next morning, as promised, headed off to our destination. This is when it gets really weird. We went to go find the place, and we couldn't. We drove up and down the very limited streets, small town like I said, and couldn't find a coffee shop nor a wig store. I drove up and down every street several times, and nothing. I even went up to Petco and retraced my steps, missing our regular turn like the night before, and couldn't find it. I couldn't because there was no next turn. There was no way that could have been possible because there was the police station there. I thought I'd lost my mind. Holly couldn't understand it either. There was no possible way for me to go down that road I had gone down the night before. It just didn't exist. We went home hours after looking, deflated and bewildered. The second I got home, I got on the internet and looked for the two shops online. Nothing. I checked Facebook too. Nothing. I called a few friends and asked them if we had a new coffee shop and a store that sold wigs, and they all laughed at me and said no, they hadn't heard of either of them. Later that night, I told my husband what happened. He told me I must have been mistaken and insisted that we all get into the car and drive down there and he would find it for us. Again, we drove up and down every single street and never did find what we were looking for. There is no explanation. They were there the night before, and the next morning they were not. I swear if I didn't have my daughter with me that night, I would have been really concerned about my mental health. We both experienced it though. We saw the same thing. I do drive that road quite a bit, and it's been years now, and I've still not found those shops. But I keep my eye on it, hoping I'll see it again one day. The whole experience was so strange. That's a spooky one.
That, like they said, I would feel like I was losing my mind, but someone else saw it too. Okay, but there are such things as shared delusions, correct?
Yes, but
how does that work?
Well, I don't know the physiology of it all. I don't know how it works in the mind, but I find it hard to believe that this would be a shared delusion. Like, you miss the stop and you both see a wig store.
I don't know, because how does that even make sense? Because when I think time slip, it's like you go into the past or the future or whatever, but
is this the future? Is there a wig
Is it
store
the future?
coffee shop combo?
But they just
in,
tore down the police
60
station?
years.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could tear
Move the
down
police
the police
station somewhere else, yeah.
But don't you think if it was that far in the future, it would look a little bit more, you would notice, oh, this doesn't look like something of my time now?
No, because, I mean, if we look at buildings built in the 80s, it looks perfectly normal.
I don't know. This one just feels really weird.
Yeah. That one's weird to me. like they said, the both of them saw it. The daughter talked about the wigs the whole way home, was excited, got up early the next morning to go
get her red wig. I hope you got her the wig, this person.
Oh, yeah, for her Halloween costume. I hope so, too.
So weird.
But it was very strange. I like that one.
It makes me feel uneasy.
Very strange, yeah.
I don't know why.
It gave me a little bit of a goosebump.
I think it's because, like, you hear stories, like true crimey stories, or mysteries, really, where someone's driving home late at night or whatever, and they just never come home.
Oh, yeah.
And this is not to be, you know, like disrespectful in a way of like someone could have lost their family member in like a horrible, like actual crime or something. But for the ones that just, there's no explanation. They just disappeared.
Like saying, is it possible that they drove down a street that doesn't exist?
Yeah, because if we are to believe that this really happened and this is 100% factual,
yeah,
is there a reality in which people are doing this and then they just don't leave that
time or dimension or wherever?
Yeah.
I want to say yes.
Because if you fully believe, if you fully subscribe to this and you think that this is 100% true, why not?
There are people on the internet and on Reddit who do believe that this is possible.
Yeah. And I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying, like, it opens up a whole new, like, can of worms.
I mean, we've read stories kind of like that where they, like, moved timelines almost.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, I know I'm not where I was before.
The guy with the kids.
Yeah.
You remember that one?
Yeah.
That's so vague, but you know
I know
what
what you're talking about.
He's like, I had a daughter or whatever, but then, yeah.
Yes.
Weird. See, this is what these stories do to me. I just think about everything ever.
Just everything ever. No,
yes.
No further
very vast
drilling down on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we'll move on. This next one is from r/glitch in the matrix, a good one, from 7 years ago. I've hesitated to share this, but after having read a lot of accounts on this subreddit, it's relevant. Just under 1 year ago, I was at work. It was 11:45 a.m., 15 minutes before I wanted to take my break. I decided to wait the 15 minutes, so I went back to doing tasks. Feeling as if it was close to that time I wanted to go, I checked the clock, then my phone's clock, since I tend to be a bit paranoid about the accuracy of clocks on computers. It was 1 minute away from 12 p.m. I entered the break room at 12 p.m., sat down, and set my alarm for 15 minutes. I ate a snack, talked to a friend on the phone, and then my timer went off. I returned to the floor, quickly checking the time on the computer, and to my shock, it was 11:45 a.m.
Oh!
I freaked out, double blinking. 11:45? Checked my phone. 11:45. I checked the work phone. 11:45. My break was 15 minutes long. It took 1 minute to enter and get set up and 1 minute to get back to the floor, approximately. I was so disturbed by this, I watched the clock on the computer change, as well as the one on the work phone, and checked my phone again, being sure I wasn't going through some weird mental breakdown. Nope, the clocks all function normally. How in the flagrant hell did time go backwards?
Well, I'd be mad because I thought my workday was coming closer to an end.
There are a bunch of people who are like, did you go take your break again since it's not your break time yet?
I would.
They're like, no, I didn't want to, like, basically I didn't want to rock the boat, but yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Wild to me. I would literally feel like I was losing my mind though. To know that I was like, okay, yep, I waited. I did more tasks.
I would call the friend.
It's 12.
I'd call the friend and be like, hey, what time is it? What time did I call you? Look at your phone and see what time I called you.
Oh, yeah.
Check the call log. So does the call log show that you called at like 11:30?
That is an interesting point. It didn't say. There were no comments talking about the call log. But yeah.
I'm surprised nobody said that.
There might have been. I might have missed it, but yeah. I don't know. I don't remember if I read every single comment on this one.
That is so trippy.
Okay, this next one is also from r/glitch in the matrix. It's from 4 years ago, titled Time Slip Witnessed by a Family of 4. I've had plenty of time slips in my life. You know, times where the beginning and end are way further apart than the middle can account for. Like a 10-minute walk taking 4 hours. Oh, that sort of thing. I've kept them to myself because, well, I was the only witness. And if we're speculating on something supernatural versus me just being crazy, well, I don't like my odds. This is different, though. This is multiple witnesses. Same story. It was New Year's Eve. My husband, 2 kids, 13 and 9, and I were staying in a motel. We planned to watch the fireworks from the balcony at midnight because we were in a city center and they'd be all around us. but
Pause.
this was
Sorry.
hours away.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say this thought before it leaves my brain because I feel like I'm going to forget it. A time slip happening on New Year's Eve sounds so weird to me.
Sounds like the beginning of a novel.
Did they say the year?
I don't remember. No, I don't think they did.
Dang it. Because imagine it was, I don't know, like 2000 or, something that everybody had these conspiracies about.
Yeah, like Y2K.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I did not mean to interrupt that bad, but I just had to say it before I lost the thought.
I just wanted to finish my sentence.
Sorry. Go back. I'm sorry if for anybody that I just offended with that atrocious interruption.
No, that's okay. I do it all the time. My bad. Too. It's because you want to get the thought out. Like, it's in your brain, and if you don't say it right then and there, it'll leave forever.
I had to.
Okay, so they planned to watch fireworks because they were in a city center and there were going to be great fireworks, but it was hours away. The sun had just set and the sky was a misty purple. I was making dinner, sliders, which at that point were 20 minutes from being done. As I was setting up our plates, we started hearing fireworks. I checked my phone from the time. It was a little after 7. The fireworks kept going off in the distance and the kids were getting excited. They went out on the balcony to look and asked me to come out. I kept assuring them they were cool, but the real show started at midnight. I started to wonder myself after a while, though. The fireworks just kept going, more rapid than I expected for 7 in the evening. I went outside and saw bursts of color exploding all over the sky. I marveled at it. If this was 7, what would midnight look like? Then I checked my phone. It was 12:15. I couldn't even tell you what I did after that. I was initially disappointed along with the kids and confused along with the kids, but the more we thought about it, the weirder it seemed. We'd all witnessed the sun setting literally an hour earlier. I'd started dinner while it was still light out, and it was still hot and just barely ready. I'd checked the time and did the math for them how long it would be while the sky was still purple and the fireworks just kept going. It went from 7 to midnight in a few minutes. I don't even have a wrap up for this. I don't know what to say. I'd blame it on my phone, like the clock being off, but that can't explain midnight right after sunset. We're in Utah, not the Arctic Circle. Husband works overnight, so he's used to time feeling weird, and that's what he chalked it up to. Son took it in stride because he's young and time travel is his jam. Daughter and I are the ones wondering years later, WTF happened. She'll bring it up whenever there's a special occasion and I'm cooking, like neither of us can trust when something should be done anymore. We both wait on events like we might miss it, because we know we already have before.
Oh, well, that's kind of sad.
It is kind of sad, yeah.
Oh, wow.
They didn't really miss it. They were watching it.
Yeah, but what happens to that time that is lost?
Right? Why was
Like,
why
are
the
they
burgers
just frozen, like...
Oh, could you imagine
And then it's
walking
12
in
o'clock?
on that?
Yeah, like, I imagine, like, a... Not like Truman Show-ish type of thing, but it's like, you're just little people in a video game, and your person pressed pause, but the time kept going.
So it's like actually the Matrix.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess.
Yeah.
That's so strange. What do we do with this?
Okay, but then someone also had to pause the burgers.
Right,
Because they were still cooking.
This would make me feel insane.
Same.
Like, really, really crazy.
Same. And it's so like a husband to be like, it's probably nothing.
Yeah,
Right?
your husband would be like, no, you're just, I don't know, you
Jake
probably just lost time.
Would 100% be like, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing big.
I think Ryan would be like, what do you mean?
Okay, well, there were a few comments under that I found really interesting. This one said, when I drove an ambulance, we got a call. Dad managed to set fire to the barbecue and get a face full of flame. We acknowledged, got the time for our log sheet, 1910, just darkening twilight, perfect to barbecue. It felt like driving forever. My partner even checked his watch. We pulled up, race around back. Guy is just getting up, hair still smoking, kids screaming. My partner grabs him by the neck and face plants him into an ice chest. Not by the book, but pretty quick thinking. The paramedics arrive. I put us on scene while packing him up, and the dispatcher gives us 1908.
What?
Good thing, too, his airway was closing up fast. We intubated him, got oxygen going, headed out to the burn center at 1909. The hospital, 8 minutes away, 1914. The man lost some hair, did inhale some flame, gained some scar tissue, but had been sent home when we went by a few days later. The paramedics were at the desk arguing with dispatch about the time they'd been given. I added my times. He insisted by the clock on the wall they were right. The paramedic captain shrugged, said his guardian angel bought him 6 minutes, and wrote that in the report. FCC came by, checked in with everybody, called it an act of God, and moved on. And then they went on to ask them questions. It was like, I don't see anything environmental. You weren't grilling indoors, were you? Like maybe some like inhalation of some kind of like carbon monoxide or something. Medical, mistaken, misperceived. Did you talk to motel staff, neighbors? I can't get past burgers at 7 and edible at midnight. Did you skip over a tragic event? Which I found interesting. Like maybe a time jump because something maybe tragic happened.
In the first story?
Yeah.
This was this person, and then they were asking questions for this.
Yeah.
Original.
So they were commenting about their own experience and then asking questions about these people who are cooking burgers in Utah.
Okay. That's a good point, though.
We've heard people talk about, like, you get into an accident on one timeline, and suddenly you're moved over to this other one where you didn't.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's a good point.
And that's a good way to think of it, I think, like a positive way to think of it. It doesn't drive you crazy, even if it's not true. Like, it's like, maybe it's for the best. Maybe our family survived something that they shouldn't have.
Or it could have been something in the timeline that they were currently living in. Something bad happened on that New Year's Eve, and they all just woke up in a different place.
Like a different, like alternate dimension timeline. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a very parallel universe.
Yeah. Whoa, that's weird. But also the paramedic one, I thought that was going to be much sadder, but heck yeah.
Oh,
I hope if I had an emergency, I get some time.
They drove so fast, they went backwards.
That's really crazy. I thought it was going to be like we showed up hours later and a different ambulance had already taken care of it, and we were so confused. I was like, oh my gosh, no.
No, they left at 1910 and then showed up at 1908.
Heck yeah. That's actually really cool.
Wild. Very wild. And then there was another comment under this original post with their own encounter. It was a few days before Christmas 2000. My friend, her granddaughter, and myself were traveling by car to do some shopping.
Weird, I just mentioned the year 2000.
It is weird. It was dark out and we were driving on a winding suburban road. As we went around a curve, there was a car coming in the opposite direction when there was a bright flash of light that we all had to look away from. Then we looked ahead again, and we were on an entirely different road that we would have had to turn around and drive back about 2 miles from where we were to get on. We had been on a state road, and now we were on an old country road with no traffic. Everyone was scared and confused, so we just went home. Was it time travel, guardian angels? We heard on the news the next day that a drunk driver crashed in the area we had been at. Were we saved by an unknown force? I truly do not understand, but I'll never forget either.
Oh my God. Okay. I at first was like, aliens.
Yeah.
But
I just got chills.
The drunk driver thing, that's so crazy to me because it's either, you were, saved or whatever, like by some force, or you were hit and jumped timelines and got to keep living.
You all ended up in the same place, yeah.
Whoa. But you ended up in our world right now telling us this story, so what does that mean for us?
I don't know.
Weird, right?
We just kept on living in the other one.
This is too much.
It's starting to get too existential for you.
Too much, yes, because I already...
I can see it in your eyes. I'm sorry. And you know what?
It's going to get worse.
Well, yes. And we're doing this again on Friday.
Oh, no. From our listeners, too.
Our listeners.
So it's going to feel even more real.
Maybe I should have spread them out.
I trust the listeners more than I do random Reddit users.
As do I, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, so I've got one more comment under that original post about the New Year's Eve. Interesting stories about shops have been posted today, which reminded me of a story my granddad told me when I was growing up. My granddad told me about a trip he had when he was a salesman in his 30s. I believe this was in the late 60s or beginning of the 70s. Driving on his way to a customer, he stopped at a gas station. He thought it was weird that the station had older pump systems with handles used to pump the fuel, and it wasn't normally something you'd see at that time. But he needed gas and proceeded to walk into the store to get help from the attendant at the desk. He came all up to the person behind the desk, and then he got creeped out in a way he never has before or since, he told me. The guy behind the counter was standing stiff as a board with his hands on the desk and just stared straight out into the room, as if he couldn't see my granddad. And he whispered some sort of unrecognizable speech, too. And when he looked around the store in panic, he then noticed, when looking out the windows, that it wasn't the same type of weather as it was when he parked the car, and it all looked very grayish outside. He then ran back out to his car, where the weather suddenly was as when he arrived, and drove away from that place with what little he had left in his tank. When he got to where he was supposed to be going, he told the guy about what had just happened, and the guy was very adamant that there hadn't been a gas station there for many years. After some discussion back and forth, they finally just got into the car and drove out to that place just to find an empty lot where you could see the outline of something that looked like a building was once there. I'll never forget this story he told me, and I wish I was better at getting more details right and make a better translation. I'm Danish. Anyway, just wanted to share it and hear what you people think about it.
Okay, so again, was he the ghost that came up to like and haunted someone's shift that they told everybody, "Oh my god, I saw this ghost of a man came in the shop and looked at me and then ran out."
He was wearing
like,
weird
"Whoa."
clothes.
This is really scary to me, and why I don't like to stop at random gas stations like that on the side of if I'm traveling or something. I'm always
Yeah.
looking for like a Buc-ee's or something that I know is there. Because the small little gas stations, one, I always get really creeped out going in there regardless because it's like,
Particularly in a small town.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
but now I have this to worry about. This is a lot.
Do you feel, I mean, growing up in a small town, you go to your small town gas station, you feel
Mhm.
like normal. Do you ever feel like an outsider walking into somebody else's small town gas station?
Yes, because if they're all up there like the normal people getting their coffee or whatever, and they all look at you like, who is that?
Yeah.
I feel like that going to our hometown now because I don't
Do
know
you?
anybody anymore. No, I only know like a handful of people, but it's not the people that hang out at the gas station. So
Yeah. I haven't been like inside a gas station in our hometown in a long, long time. So.
I, for some reason, anytime I do go there, I always need gas. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It always happens to me. So anytime I stop at the gas station, I'm like, I don't know anybody in here. Like they don't know me. This is really weird. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like a big city gal stopping in the small town.
Like your
Like a
Hallmark,
Hallmark
movie.
Yeah, like I'm about to overthrow the city.
The town mayor or something and become
Yes.
mayor yourself and lose your big city job.
Yes. Yes, it's just it's a weird feeling.
Yeah. Okay.
Whoa.
Interesting. Anyway,
Whoa.
enough about gas stations. This next one came from r/high strangeness. It was from 11 days prior to when I found the story.
Ooh, so fresh-ish.
The original post was titled Investigating Time Slips, and they went into detail talking about all of the, like hallmarks of time slips and the things that they've noticed about the stories that they've looked into. And they were asking other people if they, if in their own experiences they've experienced things like this.
Mm-hmm.
And so there were several comments that I really found interesting. We are cozy people. Even while telling the most horrendous paranormal tales, we love to be comfortable. And that's why a cozy blanket is a necessity here. I'm not exaggerating when I say that today's sponsor, our Lola Blankets, are the softest and most comfortable things that we have ever owned.
I wouldn't lie to you guys. Y'all know how I am with sleep. I have to be comfortable. I have to be cozy. I need to have several blankets on top of me. However, I haven't needed my mound of blankets on me since we got these.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Lola is the world's #1 blanket with more than 20,000 5-star reviews, and it's truly for a reason. They're crafted with ultra soft luxury faux fur and a signature 4-way stretch that sets it apart from all of the blankets that I have. We've both washed our blankets many, many times because we literally use them that much. I use it every day. And they are still just as amazing as they were when we pulled them out of the package. I keep mine on my couch all day just to cozy up with, and then I carry it with me to bed every single night.
Me too, and I'm not even joking. I wash this about every 3 days because I leave it on the couch.
So much use.
Petey uses it, and he's on it every single day, and then we carry it to bed. And so every 3 days I'm washing it, and it is still
pristine.
It's still holding up.
I wish
I'm
I could
honestly
wear it.
Shocked.
I wish I could wear it.
Me too.
Everywhere I go. We seriously love them so much that we bought one of these larges, the size that we have, for our brother's birthday. And I went ahead and actually purchased the baby size blankets for both of my kids and our niece. There are so many colors and designs to choose from, like mine, the driftwood. I think Natalie's is rainy day, or more bright and fun colors like I purchased for the kids. Cherry red, two-tone blankets, checkered, and if you're like my son and love patterns, there are some with shapes all over them. They come in sizes ranging from those baby blankets to the massive extra large, and there's even a weighted option if you're looking for something more calming. The company was founded by brothers Tommy and Will Hyman, who were inspired by their mother, who they called Lola, who found comfort in her blankets while battling breast cancer. I love their story. They were dedicated to creating a high quality and life-changing soft comfort for the world, and I'd say they delivered. For a limited time, our listeners can get 40% off select Lola blanket products with code Ghosteas at checkout. Just head to lolablankets.com and use code Ghosties to get 40% off. I used our code. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and let them know that we sent you. Wrap yourself in luxury with Lola Blankets. When I was 11, 30 years ago, I was walking home from school. Very close to my family home, I crossed a bus park to take a shortcut to my front door. I blinked, looked up from the road, and everything looked Victorian, early 1900s. The clothes people were wearing in the cars, women wearing burgundy and navy dresses with quite formal styled hats. It felt like it lasted 2 to 4 seconds before everything returned to the 1990s world again. Never experienced anything similar since. This was in a small seaside town in England.
You know, sorry to talk about Pretty Little Liars again, but Ravenswood?
Yeah,
How everything's just off and weird and the people are strange.
I wanted to live there.
Yeah, I know. I was Rosewood and you were Ravenswood. Was it Rosewood?
I think so. Rosewood. Sounds right.
Sounds right. But I don't know. Anyway, I was that one and you were the Ravenswood gal. But that's the image that was like flashing where it was like everything's just a little bit weird. That would freak me out really bad.
That's like back in a whole other time, like 100 years prior. Another comment. I've had one of these years ago now. While driving at night and I was talking on the phone to someone, everything normal, I'm on a highway that is essentially a giant loop. I'm on the east side of the loop, heading home near the bottom of the loop, chatting away like normal. I look down to hang up the phone and put it away. Then I look back up and all there is highway. No other cars. Everything beyond the highway is just black. I'm confused because I'm trying to figure out where I am in relation to my exit, but there's just nothing. Then streetlights show up as I'm driving. Then things beyond the highway, trees, etc. Still haven't figured out where I am yet. Finally, I come across a sign and I'm on the west side of the loop, completely past my exit and was headed north again. By the time I figure out how far around the loop I've gone, I'm like, oh no, F this. I finish the loop and note the time. I went around the entire loop faster than should have been possible by like 30 minutes. I didn't look at the time after the phone call, so I don't know how much time skipped exactly. I just knew the time I left from home and then what time I got home and did the math on the loop's travel time. Kind of the opposite of lost time. Instead of losing time, I gained time and distance. Like I teleported ahead and went too far on my teleport and missed my exit. Had my brain scrambled for like 2 days trying to figure out how I could have done that. Now, someone commented under that and said, like, have you ever heard of highway hypnosis? And this was their response to that.
Interesting.
They said, I love driving, driven across the country multiple times. I'm very familiar with highway hypnosis, spacing out, etc. I've done that before. Totally done that, where you're driving and suddenly you're like, how did I get this far?
Yes, and that is really scary.
Yes, very scary. Don't do that.
Not like people do it on purpose.
I know, but like, try not to. Pay attention. Be aware. Anyway, the weird parts are looking down, then looking up, and basically all background was gone. Black. Just me and the road for a minute. Then streetlights, then background started showing up, trees, buildings. Then I was back with other cars and street signs, exits, and overpasses. It's almost like everything disappeared beyond them for a minute before slowly reappearing again. The time makes no sense. I made the, albeit extended, trip faster than should be possible. I never spaced out. All of this happened fairly instantly. I was thinking more a micro seizure or something until I checked on how long I'd been driving, how far, and how long it should take. The time part is what fried my brain. I should have been going 100 plus miles per hour to complete the journey in the same time the entire way. Just left a friend's house, was chatting with another friend before the event, not tired, very much awake and alert. Still boggles my brain when I think about it.
That freaks me out.
That's another thing that, like, the added layer to that particular story, and the main reason I put it in here was the things disappearing before them, before slowly coming back online.
Online.
Yeah.
That's really scary. This is freaking me out so bad.
I'm so sorry.
It's freaking me out more than I thought it was going to because I don't know. I find the weirdest, most random things really scary here. Like sometimes you'll tell me a story and you're like, oh my gosh, that gave me the creeps. And I'm like, this is supposed to be just casual and like, wow, what if?
I even said like, it's a little more lighthearted.
I'm getting really scared because I'm just so afraid. Like one of my biggest fears is like being lost, being taken, like, and I don't like I really try to limit
in your own mind like this.
Yeah, I really try to limit traveling on my own, which when I was younger, looking back, I took long drives by myself all the time. Like, I was always on the road. That's so dangerous and scary, and now I try to avoid it. And this is just an added layer of, oh, I didn't know that was an option to, like, for that to happen to me. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like, I didn't know that was a fear I could have, but I have it now.
Here we are.
Thanks.
This doesn't, I don't get fear from this. Like, if this happened, I would be like, oh my gosh, someone needs to study me. Like, someone figure it out for me. But I wouldn't be scared per se. I mean, I don't know. Maybe in the moment it would be a little scary, but
I'm also just, I have a fear of losing touch with reality.
yeah,
So
I know.
that's a personal thing I'm just really afraid of.
There was one more comment underneath this original post. A friend of mine, whom I trust, told me this experience. He said he was taking a shortcut through an alleyway, and as soon as he turned the corner into the alley, everyone there was frozen, like time paused. He said it was crowded and people of all ages were just there, frozen, including an infant and someone with a dog. He also said it was like his ears were on mute and there was a pin drop silence. He walked around them and made his way out. He thought it was a hidden camera show or something. However, as soon as he walked out, everything was normal again. He looked back and everyone there vanished. OP hit the nail on the head with some of the information he gathered about these events. According to him, they looked normal, and nothing was out of the ordinary regarding their appearance. Only, it looked like someone hit the pause button on reality. I questioned him regarding all of the details I could when he told me this years ago. They looked completely normal, like you wouldn't give them a second glance if you saw them on the street. The people freezing.
Yeah. With what we talked about in the other story.
Yeah. The burger story.
So, the burger story. So, are all of those people losing time too?
I don't know. I wonder if this ever happens. Like, we're not checking the time constantly, you know?
I am.
Oh, okay.
When I'm at work, I'm like, is it time to go?
Like, if you're out spending time leisurely, like if you're out at the park having a picnic, it's not like you're like, we've been here 2 minutes, we've been here 3.
Yeah,
you know
well,
what I mean?
it is interesting though, because we do have days. Like, this is a normal thing where everyone's like, oh my gosh, the day just flew by.
Yeah.
Is it flying by?
Or are we all frozen and the time's passing by us?
Is it?
That's a little scary.
I mean,
That's
because there are some days where, yes, it makes sense that it flew by because you were so busy and blah, blah, blah. But there are some times where I'm sitting down, like playing a game or watching a show or something. And all of a sudden I'm like, I look outside and I'm like, it's dark.
Yeah.
It's night. But I don't know. This is very strange.
I have a question that nobody can answer.
Oh, okay, good.
Do you stop aging if you pause like that?
I would assume no.
Or do you continue on aging just the same?
I think you would continue on aging.
You think
I don't know
so?
why, but I just think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Because why would you not?
Because your body's frozen. If everything is frozen. It's like when you're
just
put
not
chicken in the freezer, it gives you time to eat it. You know what I mean?
But they're not
it stays good.
They're not putting their bodies in a freezer. They're just like, wait. Like,
how do we know that they're like right all now, processes are not stopping at the same time?
Yeah.
You know, like all cells in your body just cease to move for a minute. We don't know. Like I said, nobody has this answer, but
that is a weird question. I don't know.
Okay, we'll move on though, because we will never have answers.
No.
Our next story comes from r/glitch in the Matrix from 3 months ago. Last year, I was driving on I-430 in Little Rock, a route I know by heart as a local, heading toward the Baptist Health exit. When I took the exit, I didn't see the hospital, just trees and grass set on a hill, and there was a sign I had never seen before. Canis Road, right? Bowman Road, right. 2 road names I am familiar with since I live off of Canis Road, so I thought I basically took a new alternate route. But I found out I was wrong. This road followed the same path as the road I intended to take, but there was no hospital. I kept driving. I turned right on Canis Road, but it was completely different. The roads had these classy street lamps, each with 2 or 4 clear glass globes, and the area was filled with high-end shopping centers I didn't recognize. I kept driving west, confused, asking myself, where am I? I decided to just keep driving, because I should recognize something soon. The roads were empty. I didn't see any other drivers. I could clearly see the street signs said I was on Canis Road, so even though I was lost, I knew I shouldn't be. The fancy and brightly lit outlet malls on Canis Road were something I never had seen. The streetlights were modern but classy with their 4 clear glass spheres that lit the area quite well for not being quite opaque. It wasn't long until I finally saw a place I recognized, Circle K at the corner of Canis and Bowman. This place was right where I know it to be. I went in, bought a drink, thought about saying something to the clerk, but I didn't. When I headed back home, east to that same spot, everything was back to normal. The classy lamps were gone, the shopping centers vanished, and the way back was exactly as it should have been the way there. I tried to debunk my experience using Google Maps, driving up and down Canis Road, and I've never found a single place or street lamp that resembled even remotely what I had seen that day. I don't think I time traveled. I believe that I slipped into a parallel universe briefly.
Weird that this is not the first story today or, first story
Ever. Yeah.
ever that we've heard of. There's a store, there's a shopping center. What is it about,
Yeah.
like, a place to go shopping? Why are those appearing?
Or just businesses in general.
Yeah. And does that matter? Does that mean something? Or is it just like, I don't know.
I don't know. I find it eerie that nobody's there.
Yeah.
There were no other drivers out or anything.
But what happens if you do see people move? And because, like in that one, they said all the people were frozen. In the gas station one, the guy was just kind of standing there, not moving. What if you do see people moving around and doing things?
Yeah.
Do they see you?
I've read stories of people walking in and seeing people moving around and doing things, and they're just like, I don't belong here. Like, this isn't where I was meant to be. Like, this is not my time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And are these places that they're going, like, are these places that we can visit in our dreams if you think all of that is connected?
Oh, interesting. Maybe. It's possible.
Hmm.
I don't know. But I've got one more Reddit post for you, and there was a comment beneath it. But this one comes from r/experiencers from 2 years ago, titled The Night That Changed My Life, a time slip experience.
Oh my gosh.
Hey guys, I need to share something bizarre that happened to me, which I've been unable to get out of my head. I experienced a time slip, and it's as puzzling today as it was then. I was parked outside my parents' house with my sister. She left the car to head inside, and as she did, I took a look at the car dashboard, and it was exactly 1 a.m. That's the last normal moment I remember, because what happened next is something I still don't have an explanation for to this day. I am suddenly in my street where I live, which is about a 25-minute drive from my parents' house. I wasn't right in front of my house, but close enough to see it. I could hear people cheering loudly in the background, like I'm being in the middle of a live World Cup soccer game. To my left, there was this orange, energy-like orb floating near the ground, almost as if it was going to race me. And on my right, I'm looking and I'm seeing an old man in a huge, long, weird, some kind of magician-looking robe. He was counting down loudly, starting from 5, down to 1. And I swear on everything that is dear to me, I still remember when he was counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2. And when he came to 1, he said it. 1. Bam! I hear this loud bang on my car window, and I'm looking around, and I see a cop pointing his flashlight at my face and shouting, "Are you sleeping behind the wheel? Get out of the car, now!" Now I'm looking at this police officer and realizing that I'm literally in front of a police station, right on the road with my car still in drive. This is about 25 minutes from my parents' place, and maybe 5 minutes away from where I live. I looked at my dashboard, and it was 5 a.m. 4 hours just disappeared like that. And there I was, sitting in the driver's seat and looking at this officer, shocked. The officer is asking me all these questions: why I'm here, where you're going, did you sleep, are you on drugs, etc. And I'm just completely flabbergasted. I'm looking around the officer, and I'm looking around me, and then I noticed that there were no cars, no people, nobody in sight. I was literally standing on the road in the middle, exactly in front of the police station. 4 hours later. That thing I saw with the old man and the orb lasted only maybe 5 seconds. At least in my head, or how I experienced it. So I don't know how I got to slip 4 hours. I look at my phone and see that I got like 100 missed calls from my wife, maybe another 100 from my parents, and various other calls from friends that my wife had woken up in the middle of the night to ask if they knew anything. I don't know if I should go on, or I've been thinking about this every single day, and this happened to me 10 months ago. And to this day, I still can't find an answer to what happened. Whenever I tell someone, they look at me like I'm crazy or possessed. If anybody knows anything or how, please tell me, as I'm dying to get answers. Thank you guys.
This to me feels like something medical.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. It like the fact that he ended up in front of a police station, it feels like maybe subconsciously he knew he was
He needed help.
He needed help and he was
Hmm.
going through something and he just hallucinated that little
That
5,
bolt
4, 3,
man.
2, 1 thing. Yeah, this to me just feels more
Oh,
medical, and he was in a state where he
like a
just
trance-like state.
yeah, and
almost.
he couldn't he can't remember because yeah, like it was an emergency and his body just knew like, okay, I need to get somewhere where I can get help. So that's why he was at the station.
You know what? You're right. I didn't think about this. I would probably need to go to the doctor.
I would. If this happened to me, I would go
If
to the doctor.
anything like this happened to me, I'd be
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm kind of losing time.
Immediately. I would.
Oh, yeah. I didn't. That makes it scarier, I think.
Yeah. This, like, the ones.
I was going aliens with the glowing orb, but
No,
you are probably right.
This one felt medical to me. The one where the guy was driving and he hung up the phone, it all went black, and like it all happened so fast and he was still on the road. That's like, I don't know, that one felt, I'm more inclined to believe it could be something weird, but this one specifically, just
Yeah.
the circumstances where he ended up, how all the people, their lives kept going and they were calling like, hey, are you okay? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? That feels like he needs to see a doctor.
A
Did
medical
people comment?
professional. No one, I don't, people may
I mean,
have
I'm
said
sure.
something about going to the doctor. I didn't see it. I did find one comment of somebody's story. And they
Okay.
said, I've also experienced missing time about 15 years ago. I was in my car on a highway. Then I blacked out a couple of exits away from home and woke up at a stoplight on a main road that my street branched off of, but with the car facing the wrong direction, back toward the highway. My husband was driving and I woke up first. I was slumped over with my head almost touching the dashboard with my hands between my legs. My husband had his hands down on his thighs and his head was tilted back on the headrest with his eyes closed. I woke him up by asking what we were doing there. It's a frightening memory from what I can recall. We weren't missing a ton of time, just under an hour. So
Have
that
you
one's two
heard-
people.
Have you heard of people having something messed up in their car where the carbon monoxide leaks
Yeah.
into their car?
Yeah.
That feels like, I don't know.
Yeah. So you're saying medical put that story in a different light for me too.
Yeah. Because that to me, for both people to just be slumped in the seat, y'all need to like check out your cars.
Almost home, facing the opposite direction of when they were driving originally.
No, yeah. These last two completely are not.
You're convinced they're medical.
They feel very different to me.
Yeah.
Not even just like within the information that was given. I don't know, just the energy that I feel off of those stories.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It feels like y'all should go to a doctor and just kind of see what's going on, maybe.
Yeah,
But I
or a
could be
mechanic
completely-
about your vehicle.
That. Oh, I heard that they make carbon monoxide detectors for your car.
Do they like smaller?
Yes, and I kind of want to get one because I didn't know that could happen,
No.
and I'm scared.
I mean, I knew it could happen, but I didn't I don't know. I didn't think about it as a actual threat.
I think it was a
Which makes
mom
sense.
that said her daughter was taking a nap in between classes at her college,
Oh my
and
gosh.
everyone just walked by the car all day because they thought, oh, she's just taking a nap.
Was she okay?
No. And that's why I saw it, because the mom was like, please get a detector. You never know. And all the comments were like, oh my God, I go and sit in my car all the time.
I used to take naps after class all the time in my car.
Me too.
That's
I
so
love to go
sad.
sit in the car.
Okay. Well,
So PSA,
PSA,
if
check
you can get one,
for carbon monoxide even in
Go
your
get one.
vehicle.
it's very scary to me.
That's horrible.
This was just a fear-filled episode for me, and I feel really not good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I feel unsettled, and I think I feel even more unsettled thinking about it being a medical condition or
Yeah.
something like that happening.
None of the other
So,
ones felt that way to me except for those two.
Yeah. Losing time, I feel, like you said, is more, it could be summed up as medical than gaining time.
The gaining time thing is just very, what are you talking about? I
'Cause
don't know.
If there's some kind of medical condition that gives you more time.
That
Please
the
let
guy,
me know.
the guy that needed the medical attention, he has some kind of ancestor or higher power of some sort on his side, and they said, "No, we're gonna save him." Because how do you explain that?
Oh, yeah.
like
The
that's just crazy.
all of these stories were crazy.
Hmm.
And you know what? Yeah, I like that we're ending on a PSA. I like that we're ending on please protect yourself, check for carbon monoxide in your house. If you think you're experiencing ghost, do your prayers, do your protection, but also head to the hardware store and pick up a carbon monoxide detector. I think that's
Yes.
very important. I have a
Yes.
couple in my house, actually.
I think I might.
You should.
I should. But
Follow your own advice.
I know.
Lady.
yeah. Okay.
But that is what I have for you today. We will continue on with this topic on Friday, but from you guys. And they are extra fun for me. For me anyway. I'm sorry
Okay.
if they're not for you.
I'm excited.
But I do have a call out for all of you creative types out there. We know we have tons of talented individuals.
Yes.
So if you are a graphic designer and if you make mugs, if you are, what do you call it? A potter, a ceramicist. If you do things with your hands that make pretty mugs, let us know. We'd like to do something special.
Yes.
We need help with our graphic design too. If you can't tell, we're back in like, I can't even think what I'm talking about. Like paint, 2000s paint.
I'm just using Adobe.
So
Adobe and a prayer.
So if you are a graphic designer and also if you are a person who makes mugs and can make a cool design, reach out to us. You can email us. It's ghosteaspod@gmail.com. Just make sure you put in the subject line, like
graphic
designer or I make mugs.
Yeah, and we know we have a couple people, more than a couple, that have emailed us before in the past about graphic design. So
go ahead
if you
and re-email us.
Please just like either respond to that one and like resend it, or just
email us again.
Put it at the top of our list, please. So we see you.
But we want to work with people who are in our community because we appreciate all of you. We love this community. It feels like home. It feels good to us.
And y'all get us.
We feel like we understand each other a lot better. So we'd like to work with you guys if we can. Also, if you have a story you'd like to send us, you can email to the same email address. Like this video if you liked it. Share it with your friends if you feel compelled to do so. And subscribe for more. Like I said, we've got another Time Slip Glitch in the Matrix episode coming on Friday. You will not want to miss it. It was very fun to put together. And tons more stories coming for the rest of the year. I've already got the list ready through the end of the year, and it's good, guys.
I'm ready.
It's good.
I'm very ready.
Other than that, we will see you on Friday.
Goodbye.